Okay, this video is for people who own a P64. This one is a 1968, and you buy an aftermarket magazine and it doesn't work, it jams. And what I mean by that is you try to chamber round, it stovepipes, or in the second round in the magazine will actually do a nosedive, locks the gun up. And I'll show you what I mean. Here's a factory magazine. Make sure when you're handling firearms, it's always pointed in a safe direction. There's no one around. So, factory magazine works perfect. This is an aftermarket magazine from Keep Shooting. It's the only one they offer. Try to chamber around, stovepipe. Can't remove the magazine. It won't eject that way. The only way I found to get it out is to actually disassemble the firearm. And as you can see, the second round is doing a nosedive. The rim of this is pushing down on the bullet of the round in the magazine. So I push down on one there. Kind of worked out a little bit. If you can get the slide back. As you can see, this is a real pain. Okay, so it's out. Now what the problem is, the magazine from Keep Shooting and the factory magazine, this area right here. And the Keep Shooting magazine, it's about 1/10 of an inch longer. So what happens is when the round is in the magazine and it feeds up, it has one under it, and when it gets to the chamber, those lips catch the rim, locks it right there. So it makes the magazine do a nosedive. This one locks in the chamber. The spring's trying to push up to push the next round up. This one's jammed. It can't go anywhere. So what I do, I've researched this online, and apparently from 70 and down, the magazines have the shorter lips. The older magazines like this will work in the newer ones. The newer magazines will only work in the newer ones. It won't work in the older ones. So what I do, make sure you wear eye protection because you're dealing with springs. I disassemble the magazines. It's my factory one. The one from Keep Shooting. So what I do is lay the aftermarket one on a flat surface, and then I take my original one and I lay it exactly over it. And I don't know if you can see there, I'll try to hold it up. The lighting's not good, I apologize. But right here, there's this much extra material on the aftermarket one. So what I do, the first time I did one, I used a Sharpie to make a line, and then I have a little engraver, and I discovered it makes it even a little better. So what I do is just mark it. Like that. You see the mark I made. Then I flip it over. Do the same thing again. Now you can see where I've marked it. And then what I do is I take a Dremel and I just Dremel along and basically Dremel that until I'm back to that line. Now, I have a magazine here that I've already done, which is this one. This is an aftermarket one. And as you can see, I don't have the perfect little angle like the factory one does. Mine's more kind of rounded, but it still works. This one did the same thing as the other one. It would not chamber around. After I modified it, works perfect. I've shot 50 rounds through that and no issues. And I'll give you a little demonstration with my Dremel. Kind of how I do it. Make sure you wear eye protection. So that's basically what I do. Try to keep the angle with the Dremel. Just remove that excess material. And then once it's done, I put it back together and check it for function. Now you're going to get little sharp corners there, so take and round those a little bit with your Dremel. But that's what I found work. I contacted Keep Shooting. They don't offer another magazine. I told them what the issue was, and they won't modify them either. So you're kind of left to modifying your own, unless you can find some other factory ones, which I haven't found yet.